The Old Man and the Sea, by Ernest Hemingway. An old man fishes alone in a small boat. He hasn't caught a fish in 84 days. A boy fished with him for the first 40 days. The boy's parents said the old man is unlucky. They tell the boy to fish on a different boat. The other boat catches 3 big fish the first week. The boy is sad to see the old man return with no fish each day. The old man is thin and bony with deep wrinkles on his neck. His hands have scars from holding large fish. The scars are very old, like cracks in a dry desert. Everything about him is old except his eyes. His eyes are the color of the sea and look happy and strong. "Santiago," the boy says as they climb the hill from the boat, "I can fish with you again. We have some money now." The old man taught the boy how to fish, and the boy loves him. "No," the old man says. "You are on a lucky boat. Stay there. But remember when you went 87 days without fish? Then we caught many big fish every day for 3 weeks. I remember," the old man says. "I know you didn't leave because you doubted me. My father made me leave. I'm a boy and I have to obey him." "I know," the old man says. "That's normal. He doesn't have much faith." "No," the old man says. "But we do. Right?" "Yes," the boy says. "Can I buy you a beer at the terrace? We can take our things home afterward." "Why not?" the old man says. "We are both fishermen." They sit at the terrace. Some fishermen laugh at the old man. But he isn't angry. Other older fishermen look sad. But they don't show it. They talk politely about the water and the weather. The successful fishermen have already returned and cut up their marlin. They carry the marlin on wooden planks to the fish house. They wait for the truck to take their fish to the market in Havana. The fishermen who caught sharks take them to the shark factory. At the factory, the sharks' livers are removed, their fins are cut off, and their skin is taken off. Their flesh is cut into strips and salted. When the wind blows from the east, a bad smell comes from the shark factory. Today the wind is from the north, so there is only a faint smell. It is sunny and pleasant on the terrace. "Santiago," the boy says. "Yes," the old man says. He holds his glass and thinks about the past. "Can I go get sardines for you for tomorrow?" "No. Go play baseball. I can still row the boat. And Rogelio will throw the net for me. I would like to go. If I can't fish with you, I want to help you somehow." "You bought me a beer," the old man says. "You are already a man." "How old was I when you first took me in a boat?" 5. "You almost died when I brought a fish in too early. It almost destroyed the boat. Do you remember?" "I remember the tail hitting the boat and the wood breaking. I remember the sound of you hitting the fish with a club. I remember the whole boat shaking. And you hitting the fish like chopping down a tree. And I remember the smell of blood. Do you really remember that? Or did I just tell you about it?" "I remember everything. From when we first went fishing together." The old man looks at him with love and trust in his sunburned eyes. "May I get the sardines? I know where to get 4 good baits too. I have some left from today. I put them in salt in the box. Let me get 4 fresh ones." "1," the old man says. He never loses his hope and confidence. But now they are getting stronger. Like the wind picking up. 2, the boy says. 2, the old man agrees. You didn't steal them, did you? I would have, the boy says. But I bought these. Thank you, the old man says. He is a simple man and doesn't think about being humble. But he knows he is humble. And he knows it isn't shameful. And doesn't mean he has no pride. It's going to be a good day tomorrow with this current, he says. Where are you going? The boy asks. Far out, so I can come in when the wind changes. I want to be out there before it gets light. I'll try to get him to fish far out too, the boy says. Then if you catch something really big, we can come help you. He doesn't like to fish too far out. No, the boy says. But I'll see something he doesn't see. Like a bird hunting fish. And get him to come out after dolphin. Are his eyes that bad? He's almost blind. That's strange, the old man says. He never hunted turtles. That's what damages the eyes. But you hunted turtles for years off the Mosquito Coast. And your eyes are good. I am a strange old man. But are you strong enough now for a really big fish? I think so. And I know many tricks. Let's take the stuff home, the boy says. So I can get the net and catch the sardines. They gather the fishing gear from the boat. The old man carries the mast on his shoulder. The boy carries the wooden box with the fishing lines, the gaff, and the harpoon. The box with the bait is under the boat, along with the club used to subdue big fish. Nobody would steal from the old man. But he feels it's better to take the sail and lines home. The dew is bad for them. The old man thinks a gaff and a harpoon might tempt someone to steal them, even though he is sure no one from the village would. They walk up the road together to the old man's shack and enter through the open door. The old man leans the mast against the wall, and the boy puts the box and other gear next to it. The mast is almost as long as the one room of the shack. The shack is made of palm tree leaves. It has a bed, a table, one chair, and a place on the dirt floor to cook. On the walls is a picture of Jesus, and another of the Virgin of Cabra. These belonged to his wife. He used to have a picture of his wife on the wall, but he took it down because it made him feel too lonely. It's now on a shelf, under his clean shirt. What do you have to eat? The boy asks. A pot of yellow rice with fish. Do you want some? No. I will eat at home. Do you want me to make a fire? No. I will make it later. Or I might eat the rice cold. May I take the cast net? Of course. The boy remembers they sold the cast net. But they pretend like they still have it. The boy also knows there is no rice and fish, but they pretend. 85 is a lucky number, the old man says. How would you like to see me bring in a fish that weighs over 1,000 pounds? I'll get the cast net and go for sardines. Will you sit in the sun in the doorway? Yes. I have yesterday's newspaper. I'll read about the baseball game. The boy doesn't know if the newspaper is real, but the old man gets it out from under his bed. Perico gave it to me at the store, he explains. I'll be back when I have the sardines. I'll keep yours and mine together on ice, and we can share them in the morning. When I come back, you can tell me about the baseball game. The Yankees can't lose. But I am afraid of the Cleveland Indians. Have faith in the Yankees, my son. Think of the great DiMaggio. I am afraid of the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Indians. You study it and tell me when I come back. Do you think we should buy a lottery ticket with the number 85? Tomorrow is the 85th day. We can do that, the boy says. But what about the number 87? Your great record. It couldn't happen twice. Do you think you can find an 85? I can order one. One sheet. That's $2.50. Who can we borrow that from? That's easy. I can always borrow $2.50. I think maybe I can too. But I try not to borrow. First you borrow, then you beg. Stay warm, old man, the boy says. Remember it's September. The month when the big fish come, the old man says. Anyone can be a fisherman in May. I'm going for the sardines now, the boy says. When the boy returns, the old man is asleep in his chair. The sun is down. The boy takes an old army blanket from the bed and spreads it over the chair and the old man's shoulders. The old man's shoulders are still powerful even though he's very old. His neck is still strong too. His shirt is patched many times, like his sail. The patches are faded to different colors by the sun. The newspaper lies across his knees, held down by his arm in the evening breeze. He has no shoes on. The boy leaves him and returns later, finding the old man still asleep. Wake up, old man, the boy says, and puts his hand on the old man's knee. The old man opens his eyes, looking like he is coming back from a faraway place. Then he smiles. What do you have? He asks. Supper, says the boy. We are going to eat. I'm not very hungry. Come on and eat. You can't fish and not eat. I have, the old man says, getting up and folding the newspaper and the blanket. Keep the blanket around you, the boy says. You won't fish without eating as long as I'm alive. Then live a long time and take care of yourself, the old man says. What are we eating? Black beans and rice, fried bananas, and some stew. The boy brought the food in a metal container from the terrace. He has knives, forks, and spoons in his pocket. Who gave this to you? Martin, the owner. I must thank him. I already thanked him, the boy says. You don't need to. I'll give him the best part of a big fish, the old man says. Has he done this for us before? I think so. Then I must give him something better than the best part of a fish. He is very kind to us. He sent 2 beers. I like beer in cans best. I know. But this is in bottles. I'll take the bottles back. That's very kind of you, the old man says. Should we eat? I've been asking you to, the boy says gently. I didn't want to open the food until you were ready. I'm ready now, the old man says. I just needed time to wash. The boy thinks, where did you wash? The village water is far away. I must get him water here. And soap and a towel. Why am I so forgetful? I must get him a new shirt. A jacket for the winter. Some shoes, and another blanket. Your stew is excellent, the old man says. Tell me about the baseball game, the boy asks him. In the American League, it's the Yankees, as I said. The old man says happily. They lost today, the boy tells him. That doesn't mean anything. The great DiMaggio is playing well again. They have other players on the team. Of course. But he makes the difference. In the other league, between Brooklyn and Philadelphia. I like Brooklyn. But then I think of Dick Sisler. And his amazing hits. There was nothing like them. He hits the longest ball I've ever seen. Do you remember when he used to come to the terrace? I wanted to take him fishing. But I was too shy to ask. Then I asked you to ask him. And you were too shy too. I know. It was a big mistake. He might have gone with us. Then we would have that memory for our whole lives. I would like to take DiMaggio fishing, the old man says. They say his father was a fisherman. Maybe he was as poor as we are and would understand. Sisler's father was never poor. He was playing in the major leagues when he was my age. When I was your age, I worked on a ship that went to Africa. I saw lions on the beaches in the evenings. I know. You told me. Should we talk about Africa or baseball? Baseball, I think, the boy says. Tell me about the great John J. McGraw. He used to come to the terrace sometimes in the old days. But he was rude and mean when he was drinking. He thought about horses as well as baseball. He always had lists of horses in his pocket. And often said horses' names on the telephone. He was a great manager, the boy says. My father thinks he was the best. Because he came here the most, the old man says. If DeRocher had come here every year, your father would think he was the best manager. Who is the best manager, really, Luque or Mike Gonzalez? I think they are equal. And you're the best fisherman. No. I know others who are better. No way, the boy says. There are many good fishermen, and some great ones. But you are the only one like you. Thank you. You make me happy. I hope no fish comes along that is so big that he proves us wrong. There is no such fish if you are as strong as you say. I may not be as strong as I think, the old man says. But I know many tricks, and I am determined. You should go to bed now so you will be fresh in the morning. I will take these things back to the terrace. Good night then. I will wake you in the morning. You are my alarm clock, the boy says. Age is my alarm clock, the old man says. Why do old men wake up so early? Is it to have a longer day? I don't know, the boy says. All I know is that young boys sleep late and soundly. I remember that, the old man says. I will wake you in time. I don't like him to wake me. It makes me feel inferior. I know. Sleep well, old man. The boy leaves. They ate with no light. And now the old man takes off his pants. And goes to bed in the dark. He rolls up his pants to make a pillow, putting the newspaper inside them. He wraps himself in the blanket. And sleeps on old newspapers that cover the springs of the bed. The old man falls asleep quickly. He dreams of Africa from when he was a boy. He dreams of the long beaches and the big brown mountains. He dreams of this coast every night. He hears the waves crashing and sees the boats in the water. He smells the wood of the ship's deck. And the smell of Africa in the morning breeze. Usually when he smells the land breeze. He wakes up and gets dressed. Then he goes to wake the boy. But tonight the smell of the land breeze comes very early. He knows in his dream it is too early, so he keeps dreaming. He sees the mountain peaks of the islands rising from the sea. Then he dreams of the different harbors of the Canary Islands. He doesn't dream of storms anymore, or of women, or of great events, or of big fish, or fights, or his wife. He only dreams of places. And of the lions on the beach. The lions play like young cats in the evening. And he loves them as he loves the boy. He never dreams about the boy. He simply wakes up and looks out the door at the moon. He unrolls his pants and puts them on. He goes outside to pee and then goes up the road to wake the boy. He shivers from the morning cold. But he knows he will soon be rowing his boat. And that will warm him up. The door to the boy's house is unlocked. He opens it and walks in quietly. The boy is sleeping on a cot. And the old man can see him clearly in the moonlight. He gently takes hold of one of the boy's feet. And holds it until the boy wakes up and turns to look at him. The old man nods, and the boy puts on his pants. The old man goes out the door, and the boy follows him. The boy is sleepy. And the old man puts his arm around his shoulders and says, "I am sorry." "It's okay," the boy says. "It is what a man must do." They walk down the road to the old man's shack. Along the way, other men are walking, carrying the masts of their boats. When they reach the old man's shack, the boy takes the fishing lines and the harpoon. The old man carries the mast with the sail on his shoulder. "Do you want coffee?" the boy asks. "We will put the gear in the boat and then get some." They drink coffee from cans at a place that serves fishermen. "How did you sleep, old man?" the boy asks. He is waking up now, though it is still hard for him to leave his sleep. "Very well, Manolan," the old man says. "I feel confident today." "Me too," the boy says. "Have another coffee. We have credit here." The boy walks off to the ice house where they keep the bait. The old man drinks his coffee slowly. It's all he will have all day. And he knows he should drink it. For a long time now, he hasn't enjoyed eating. And he never takes a lunch with him. He has a bottle of water in the front of his boat. And that is all he needs for the day. The boy comes back with the sardines and the bait, wrapped in newspaper. They walk down the path to the boat, feeling the sand under their feet. They lift the boat and slide it into the water. "Good luck, old man,"